Hi everyone, it's Laura here again for the Friday reading. I have a poem today written by Roger Keyes. It's called Hokusai Says, which was inspired by a Japanese artist, Hokusai. Roger Keyes is an art historian as well, so I guess he interpreted the paintings of Hokusai and created this poem from it. Hokusai says, look carefully. He says, pay attention, notice. He says, keep looking, stay curious. He says, there is no end to seeing. He says, look forward to getting old. He says, keep changing. You just get more who you really are. He says, get stuck, accept it, repeat. Repeat yourself as long as it is interesting. He says, keep doing what you love. He says, keep praying. He says, every one of us is a child. Every one of us is ancient. Every one of us has a body. He says, every one of us is frightened. He says, every one of us has to find a way to live with fear. He says, everything is alive. Shells, buildings, people, fish, mountains, trees. Wood is alive. Water is alive. Everything has its own life. Everything lives inside us. He says, live with the world inside you. He says, it doesn't matter if you draw or write books. It doesn't matter if you saw wood or catch fire. It doesn't matter if you sit at home and stare at the ants on your veranda, or the shadows of the trees and the grasses in your garden. It matters that you care. It matters that you feel. It matters that you notice. It matters that life lives through you. Contentment is life living through you. Joy is life living through you. Satisfaction and strength is life living through you. He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Love, feel. Let life take you by the hand. Let life live through you. There's so much in that I feel like I almost can't add to it. I guess it's just that notion of noticing. And with Roger Keyes, like he put noticing into the paintings, and the paintings into words, and the words now back into noticing. And last week I did leave you with a mantra as well, so I thought this week I would too, and it pairs nicely. And it's just, I choose to let go. And that's what I've been practicing for the week. I choose to let go. So yeah, I found actually that reading this poem to yourself is a sort of mindfulness practice of itself, so I would recommend that if you had the time. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.